How do you write a winning offer in 2024 in Richmond, Virginia? What is going on, guys? My name is Chris Elliot with the Elliot Real Estate Team. What I want to run through with you in this short video is a training that we gave to our team this week on how to write competitive offers. Matter of fact, how to write winning offers in the market that we were in. We're in a market right now where we're seeing low inventory. We're seeing interest rates are projected to decline. But even right now, as of this recording on March the 7th, we are seeing a competitive market. We are seeing multiple bids. My hallucination, my guess is that we are going to see another competitive market in our marketplace this year. So how do we actually get our offers accepted so that way when we're out there working with buyers, we are not just spinning our wheels, we're not just wasting our time. So first and foremost, first step is we need to educate our clients on the current state of the market. And maybe even before that, the precursor, the first step is you need to educate yourself on the market. So you need to understand what kind of market we're in. Hopefully you know that we're in a seller's market, right? But you need to educate yourself on what are the median days on market? What is the median percentage of list price to sales price? What is the current month supply of inventory? These are all things that we can find out, tools that we have access to through our multiple listing service, through market stats. And I would highly encourage you to keep yourself educated on what the current state of the market is, but it's because we can't educate our clients if we don't know what's actually going on, right? And what I submitted to my team was, hey, if a client that you are working with does not understand the current market we're in, it is not their fault, it is our fault, right? We are the professional, we are the real estate professional, we are the leader of the transaction. And if we're not taking the time to educate our clients before we go out and start running around showing them homes, we're doing ourselves a disservice, we're doing them a disservice, right? So we need to educate our clients on the market. It's our responsibility, not theirs. I would recommend showing versus telling. So don't tell them, hey, the average days on market is 11 days. The current month supply of inventory for resale homes in Metro Richmond is 0.7, right? Show them on numbers, show them on graphs, because they are going to believe the graph more than they're going to be able to believe you. And when they see the visual, it's going to click in their brains a little bit better than just hearing it from you, from a source they may or may not trust, right? Depending on how much rapport, depending on how much history and trust that you have built with this client. So guys, you actually have to know your shit, right? You can't just be winging it. You can't be making it up. Another great resource for this is Keeping Current Matters. Shout out. Keeping Current Matters is a national company that is actually based out of Richmond, which is kind of cool. But they do a phenomenal service. I've got their lowest grade plan, and honestly, all I do with Keeping Current Matters, as awesome as they are, is I watch their monthly market update, which talks about the real estate market on a national scale. But what that does is it gives me an idea of what are the talking points, what are folks seeing in the news, what are the preconceived understandings that they're going to have, the myth understandings that they're going to have coming to the table, because all their real estate information they're getting typically is from Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the national news networks, which is not reflective of what's going on in our local metro, because we all know real estate's a local business, right? But I want to know what they're seeing, because I'm not personally watching the news. Hopefully you aren't. But I need to know what's going on in their head, right? So then this leads us to, when is the best time to have this conversation? I would submit to you guys the best time to have this conversation with your client in the current state of the market is not after you've shown them 5 homes and they want to write that first offer, right? Because they're nervous, they're anxious, you're rushing to get that offer in because it's Sunday night and the offers are due at 9. And the reality is you don't want to wait till they've fallen in love with the house to actually explain to them, hey, okay, now here's what you're going to have to do to actually get the property under contract. They're going to get frustrated with you. You're going to get frustrated with them. And of course, they're going to be a little pissed off if they find out they've got to offer 5 to 10% over asking price, or they got to waive the inspection or waive the appraisal. And once again, if they don't understand what they need to do to write a winning offer in this market, it's not their fault, it's yours, right? So take the extra time on the buyer consultation. Hopefully you're actually doing a buyer consultation ahead of time, right? To explain to them current market conditions. I like to ask a few prompting questions. Hey, what do you know about the current state of our real estate market? Or what's your understanding of current market conditions? So before I start blurbing out, hey, this is what we're actually seeing, I want to get in their head. I want to give them the opportunity to speak. Hey, what do you guys understand about the current market, right? And here's the deal, guys. It's our job to educate them on the market. It's not our job to get them to agree with what's going on in the market. So if they are unrealistic, if they are simply not willing to, to conform to what needs to be done to actually win in this market, I would rather find that out at the buyer consultation, and I will literally take them off the hook, throw them back in the ocean, let them go, because the last thing you want to be doing is running around an unrealistic buyer that's simply going to waste your time, frustrate you, frustrate themselves. You're going to give up nights, weekends, time with loved ones, time that you could be doing other stuff just to show properties to somebody that's never going to write a winning offer, right? So if they're not happy about the current market, if they're not willing to do what it takes to get a property under contract, I would submit to you that is a buyer that you don't even want to sign. That's not a client that you want. Cut them loose, move on, go get another client, right? But let's assume we've done all that, right? Now we're getting the nitty-gritty of what we're going to do to educate our buyers on what it takes to make a competitive offer. So the first thing I would do is I would put together a buyer letter, a sample buyer letter. So I would take a family of the photo. I would write a little blurb about them, why they're looking to buy a home, what's their backstory, what do they do for work, kids, whatever, right? And then in this sample buyer letter, the top paragraph, I'm going to make specific to that home. So I'm going to have them give me, before I'm writing up the offer, I'm going to have them give me a couple things that they like about the home. Hey, we love the fenced backyard because we could see the kids playing back there, or it's perfect for the dog, or we like that it's close to the elementary school that we're already a part of. And I'm going to write up a nice little buyer letter to the seller. Now, here's the cool thing, is I'm going to create this template letter ahead of time when I first start working with them. And I'm going to create the little blurb about them. And then I'm going to use ChatGPT to create the blurb about the house itself. And you can literally put a prompt into ChatGPT, hey, write me a nice buyer letter. I'm looking to make an offer on this home. Here are the 3 things that my clients liked about the property. Spit that into ChatGPT, and that way you don't have to, become this creative writer. You can literally have ChatGPT put this letter together for you and send it off, so you're not doing this creative writing exercise, which is nothing I did particularly well in school, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to talk through at the buyer consultation what are the competitive terms that we need to offer to make this work. So the 3 main things typically are price, inspection waivers or inspection limitations, and appraisal waivers. So price, utilizing an escalation clause and asking that buyer, hey, at what price are you willing to lose this home? So would you be willing to lose this home for $625? Are you going to be okay if somebody comes in at $626, right? Or whatever the number is. Inspection waivers. So we're either going to waive the inspection entirely. Maybe we have the home inspector join us at the showing just so they can look over the major stuff there. Or we're going to put some type of limitation on the inspections where, hey, we're going to waive any item under $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, things of that nature. And here's the deal, guys. A lot of times we know what it takes to write a winning offer, but we just need to educate our clients on what it takes to write a winning offer. So I'm actually going to go through these terms at the buyer consultation with them. So I'm going to say, hey guys, here's the 3 things that typically are the recipe for a successful first offer. So I'm going to go through these with them. And once again, if they're going to have like shock and awe, I'm going to let them go through the 12 stages of grief at the buyer consultation. So that way, when we actually go out and start looking at homes, they've already swallowed that. They've already digested that. They've already come to terms with what it's going to take to write a winning offer. And if there's somebody that says, hey, I'm not willing to do that, awesome. God bless you. Have a nice day. Go waste somebody else's time, right? Don't say that, but that's kind of my thought process there. So we're going to utilize the escalation clause. We're going to utilize an inspection waiver or some sort of limitation on the inspection. Same thing with the appraisal. I'm going to offer some sort of appraisal gap coverage of, hey, if the property doesn't appraise, either we're going to waive that contingency entirely or we're willing to waive it up to $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Obviously, make sure that your clients understand they're going to have to make that up in cash for whatever they waive, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to go through all this. I would recommend calling the listing agent. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Listing Agent, tell me what I'm up against. What can I do to be the obvious choice? How competitive is it? If there's pending listings comparable to that one or in the neighborhood that are currently under contract, call the listing agent, call the buyer's agent. Hey, can you give me an idea of what type of activity you saw on your property? Hey, how many offers did you have? How high above the asking price did that buyer have to go? What type of terms did they have to offer? You can get a lot of intel from the other pending sales in the neighborhood, or if there's any other pending sales like kind to that property, right? So I'm going to get as much intel as I can. I'm going to get my client to write as good of an offer as I can. I'm going to try to build a relationship with the listing agent. When I send the offer over, I'm going to send the offer. I'm going to send the pre-approval letter. I'm going to send all of the disclosure paperwork. Read the actual instructions in the MLS, right? Don't be one of those agents that just sends it in without actually reading the instructions in the MLS. I'm going to write an email to the listing agent. I'm going to give them kind of a 5-bullet point outline of what my offer is, price, terms, anything that's relevant. I'm going to kind of put a summary in the email to the listing agent. I'm going to CC my lender on the email to the listing agent so I can have my lender jump in and say how awesome these buyers are, how well qualified they are. Hey, we've already reviewed tax returns and pay stubs and all that jazz, and I'm going to have the lender talk them up. I'm going to text and or call the listing agent just to confirm that they've got my offer. We want to make sure it's not just going to spam. Once again, you also want to try to build a relationship as much as possible with the listing agent, so that way if it's close between you and one other agent, they may be inclined to work with you or push your offer to their client if they know that you're going to be easy to work with, right? And be nice to the listing agent, right? Don't be a jerk. I've had plenty of people be jerks to me, and guess whose offer goes to the bottom of the pile, right? And then last but not least, if you do not win the offer, right, be a professional, reach out to the listing agent. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Listing Agent, congratulations. Sorry we weren't able to bring you the best offer, but hey, can you tell me why did we lose? If you're willing to share, how many offers did we get? What type of terms did the winning offer provide? What type of price did the winning offer provide? How close were we? Were we in second place? Were we in third place? And ask for that feedback and then share that with your client. Hey, this is what the actual offer looked like that won, so that way they know what they're going to have to step up to on the second property versus just, oh, shucks, we lost it. Let's go do the same thing over again and expect a different result, which is the definition of insanity, my friends. And if you win the offer, also ask for that feedback. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Listing Agent, thank you so much for picking our offer. Can you tell me what did it for us? Because you want to have that intel so that way you can educate the next client of, hey, this is why we won that offer. This is what it actually took. And once again, if you didn't win, you want to educate that client so that way you're not having to lose offer after offer after offer after offer. So that was a quick 13-minute run through of how to write a winning offer in 2024. If there was anything I didn't include that you think should have been in there, throw it in the comments, shoot me a DM. If you want to chat about taking your business to the next level, we would love to talk to you if you're in the Metro Richmond area. Follow, like, subscribe. Thanks a ton. Have a good rest of your day.